For the Horror with your hostess with the most, Jenna as always. So it is Friday. We are doing our documentary of the week. This is for my girl Juanita. We were actually kind of talking about this movie a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I'm doing this for you, girl. So that movie is Going to Pieces. Yeah, so Going to Pieces, this has been out for quite a number of years now. Love this documentary. This is one of those documentaries for me that introduced me to a lot of horror movies, such as like Sleepaway Camp, My Bloody Valentine, The Prowler, and stuff. Because like when this came out, I was really kind of like getting out of my shell of like, you know, being like a closet horror person. Like, I mean, people knew I watched horror movies, but I was kind of like, I was just getting out of like that mode of like, okay, you know what? I shouldn't be ashamed of being a horror fanatic and stuff. So this really kind of definitely gave me a good list of things to look into, check out, and everything. So, and plus, dude, this came out like at a time where Netflix was just starting to kind of switch over to being a streaming service and everything. So I was kind of like trying to just find different things to watch and everything, and like try and like check out from this documentary. The only thing though that I have to give you guys heads up on, I know a lot of you have probably already seen this documentary. I know some of you may not. This may have been under your radar, but for those of you who have not seen it, I have to give you a warning. I mean, I'm sure probably a lot of you guys have seen probably a lot of the movies that have been discussed in here, but it does spoil a lot of key moments in movies. So just to give you guys a heads up on that. So, but like I said, I think a lot of you probably have already seen majority of the movies discussed in this movie. But yeah, it's really good because I mean they do talk about a lot of different horror movies of the 80s and everything, the slasher genre. I probably should warn you guys, the entire title of this is Going to Pieces: The Rise and Fall of Slasher Films. So, you know, that's why they talk a lot more about like the 80s and stuff. I mean, and then they also do talk about a little bit of like Scream and more modern day like slashers and everything. So, I mean, they do kind of talk about both, but it's mainly the 80s where, you know, it was so, the slasher movement was such a huge thing and everything. So, but no, it's a wonderfully done documentary. Like I said, it introduced me to a lot of different films. I mean, obviously, it talks about stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th, and stuff, whatnot. It even talks about Halloween a little bit. Kind of, you know, it kind of talks a little bit about how like before the slasher craze, like kind of like what the movie interested, the horror genre was sort of like and everything, which I like that they did that, you know, kind of like talking a little bit about Hitchcock, talking about the movie Peeping Tom and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's really well done. You know, like I said, really only thing that I would, you know, at least for first time viewing, is there's a lot of like, you know, key points in movies kind of spoiled for us, but it's like, now I'm like, it doesn't even bother me. And it's a lot of different people that they talk to makeup effects people, directors, producers, writers, just a lot of different people, even actors and everything. There's a scene in here too, actually, where they're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, and about how a group of parents of mothers who kept calling TriStar, I believe, because I think that's who had released the movie, trying to get the movie taken out of the theaters and everything, and it's like, you know, Santa and everything, and it's just, you're like, ugh. And Felissa Rose actually made some comments about that, and I totally agree with her. She's like, you know what, like, you know, it's your responsibility to explain to your kids, like, hey, this is a movie, it's a scary movie, it's not meant for little kids, it's fake, that's really not Santa, like, just things like that. And it's like, yeah, like I totally agree with her on that. It's like, you know, it's your responsibility to explain to your kids what you're letting them watch on TV. So if the TV's on the channel and it shows like a killer Santa, you should probably let your kids know, little Johnny know that it's only a movie. It really is. That's really not Santa. But we like to blame everyone else for things, so just saying. No, but it's, you know what? It's you know, a lot of great things in here, a lot of great like opinions and stuff, and just kind of like how a lot of these movies kind of came about, and even like couple of they have a couple of snippets from like old oh god. From Siskel and Ebert. For all you kiddies out there, there used to be two guys, basically the OG horror, or I shouldn't say horror, but the OG movie reviewers, Siskel and Ebert, two like middle-aged guys who almost always bashed all these horror movies because they're stupid. Oh, no, but I mean, basically, there were the OG trollers back in the day and everything. So they have, like, a couple, like, little old clips from their show and everything. But yeah, no, it's a great documentary to check out. Let me know what you guys think of this documentary. Some of the interesting things that you may have learned from this documentary. But till next time, guys, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.